1 in 5 men would sleep with their best friend's girl. I mentioned this earlier this morning. Told you guys I was going to come back to this. And I'm just wondering, does, loyalty even exist between best friends? And I guess obviously, like you mentioned, Kelly, at least 80% of them, only 1 in 5 would do this. But a quarter of men polled by this website, groupola.com, admitted that they found their best friend's girlfriend attractive, so it's no wonder they felt compelled to try it on. Of the 1,182 men polled, a reassuring 52% would never even consider, they wouldn't even think about sleeping with their best friend's girl.
That's only slightly better than half.
But they wouldn't even think about it. Like, there are guys who will think about it, but then there's 20% of guys who would do it. All right? You see what I'm saying? There is a difference. It's thinking about something's not the same as doing it. You can consider it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But 52% of guys said they wouldn't even think about it. Like, they wouldn't even, if it started to creep into their head, they'd kick it right the hell out.
Well, here's the thing. When you are hanging out with your best friend and your best friend's girl, it's really easy to get to know somebody that way, your best friend's girlfriend, because there's really no risk there.
Yeah.
You're not like, if you get into some kind of good conversation and you just want to be friends, there's no risk that they're going to be into you. They're dating your best friend. So there's it's a risk-free communication, and you tend to be freer with yourself. You are more yourself. You get to know somebody, and I see how it would be really easy to become attracted to your best friend's significant other.
If you are attracted to your best friend's significant other, perhaps you should be on a night out, have a few cocktails, and then test the waters. You ever thought about maybe a little group play? And then if they shoot that down, then you know. Then you can go, oh, that's just the booze. I was quoting a movie.
So if a guy gets with his ex-friend's or his best friend's girl, so you're excusing him, Kelly?
What I'm saying is that I was single for a really, really long time, and a lot of the men that I was getting to know were my best friends' husbands, because I was stuck alone, so I would have to be the third wheel a lot of times if I wanted to go do something. So, and I would always think like, well, why can't I find a guy like your husband? He's so great. He's so nice. And I really got to know them because there was no risk for me there. There was no risk of having to deal with awkwardness or rejection or anything. I wasn't putting myself out there. I was just getting to know a friend.
Yeah, and they're not hitting on you.
Yeah, exactly. So I would always come away from that thinking, well, why can't I find a guy like that? And I ended up finding a guy like that, thankfully. But I understand where you could, I don't know, if you were a little wishy-washy morally, where you could get into trouble there.
It is a weird dynamic. Because you see where some people, guy dates girl, they break up, and then like a year later, friend dates guy's ex-girlfriend. Like, there's something in me that, like, if a friend of mine dates a girl, it's not that she becomes unattractive. It's just she becomes uninteresting to me. Like, I can't... like, I'm not interested. And even if they break up, I'm still not interested. Because I feel like if my friends have gone there, I'm not.
Okay. Well, don't say she's become uninteresting.
I said to me. I said to me.
I get what you're saying, but I mean, and I
guess there's always that break glass in case of emergency.
Well, it's funny. You mentioned waiting. 12% of men said they would stay in touch with their friend's girlfriend after a breakup in hopes of getting with them later.
Yeah. You've been there. I don't go there. Like, that's just kind of... I look at it, there's plenty of other people out there.
So if you want to, if you feel like admitting anything today, you can text us at 99700. Have you slept with one of your friend's girlfriends? They have no idea, or maybe they found out what happened.
Doug said, my so-called best friend was hitting on my then girlfriend. She told me she's now my wife, and he's no longer my friend.
All right. There you go. Now, on the flip side, if your best friend ends up getting with your girlfriend, well, then you probably escaped something bad, down the road. And did they, what if your best friend gets with your girlfriend and then they end up getting together and getting married? That's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah.
But I'm sure that happens.
Probably does, more than people would admit.
The thing is it is difficult to meet people. So if you're in a pool of single people and you're all dating and having a good time, it's kind of like that's your dating pool almost. You know, you're not going out and meeting large groups of new people all the time. You're kind of sticking with your group. So I think a lot of people sort of date around in this.
Kristen in Lancaster said, my best friend married a guy I dated between our junior and senior year, and she asked me if I was all right with it.
Well, at least she asked.
Yeah, and just for the record, nobody's ever okay with it, but they don't want to be uncool. Like, it's weird if your friend dates your ex. I don't care how cool you think you are with it. It is kind of weird.
This text says I got with my best friend's sister and stepmom, but never their girlfriend. Okay.
Let me tell you. My freshman year of college, I casually dated a girl, and she had a younger sister. When I say younger sister, like the girl, I mean, we're talking like 18 younger, and she was 19, and a smoking hot, like 35-ish mom, and I had dreams of just running the gauntlet, but it never happened.
Jeez. Yeah, guys will fantasize. Sandra said, my thing is, if you don't want people to be interested in your partner, don't tell them how great your partner is at being your partner, and definitely don't tell them how good your partner is in the bedroom. I learned many lessons there. Okay.
Yeah, you need new friends. If that's the case, you can't even talk about how great your spouse is without your best friends wanting to steal them from you. That's not a very good friend.
Yeah, and if you want to know how I lay it down, check out my OnlyFans account.
All right. Text us 99700 if you have comments on this. Apparently, in Blitz Nation, there is a lot of people out there that have no bro code or girl code.
A lot of thunder sticking going on.
I mean, Bethany said, I married my college roommate best friend's ex 14 years later. We've been married 5 years. I'm no longer friends with her.
Yep, that makes sense. But you got the dude in the end, so congrats.
Well, maybe, and maybe you did her a favor and you two were supposed to be together, so it all worked out other than you're not friends anymore now. Right, I wonder how she's doing.
We got a text that says, my best friend in high school, he and his high school love broke up and his ex-girlfriend started hanging out with me. We started hooking up / dating. He found out, kicked in my door with other dudes while they were drunk and got caught by the cops, went to jail for breaking and entering. He said he dropped all charges and agreed to lower charges on the circumstances. I'm paying him for damages. He wanted to show mercy because he was shown mercy. He wanted to forgive the crime because everyone deserves a second chance. And he said the three of them all ended up having a beer and laughing about it some years later.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't know. I've never dated anyone that my friends have dated. I just can't do it. Maybe I'm broken.
No, you're not. It's one of those things. It's like taboo, right?
Possibly. I am broken today. I apologize. My eye is driving me insane, and it has been all morning, so I'm sorry.
I know, he keeps winking at me. Doug Bowling said it's bro code. At least get permission.
Who's willingly given permission, though? Hey, dude, I was thinking about hooking up with your ex. You cool with that?
Now, wait a minute, Mike. Mike says, I took my wife from one of my friends. And to add a little salt to the wound, had him as the best man in my wedding.
Wow.
Well, he obviously was still your friend if he was willing to be your best man.
All right, so Roger had a son with this woman, and his best friend slept with her when Roger went to prison. Now that's cold. Going to prison, going to serving in the military. If your significant other cheats on you, that is cold.
How about your brother? Bobby G said, my brother started dating my ex-wife. That's not right.
No.
Yeah,
you guys still talk?
That is weird. That is you've really made things awkward at that point with the family.
Yeah, you didn't think about the rest of the family. And her family. It's all weird.
Yeah, it's like, are you still talking to everybody?
Sunday said one of my lifelong best friends tried to hook up with my wife, mother of kids, while I was away by choice to better my health and family. Needless to say, not my buddy anymore, and me and my family are closing on our first home Friday. Happy
That's
Monday,
good, but you're
Blitz
away
Nation.
by choice. What does that mean? So you left to...
He left to get himself right in the head.
Okay, well, she's not allowed to date while you're off doing your thing?
Well,
That's all I'm asking.
I don't think the relationship was over. I think he went away to better the relationship he's currently in. He went to get himself right, and his friend moved in while he was.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
I got you.
All right.
I got you.
Yeah, I was along with you, Kelly, and now that makes more sense.
Yeah, he was trying to get things right, and his friend tried to swoop in on the low.
Ooh, dirty.
Yeah.
Best friend's girlfriend 10 years after they broke up. I don't know, maybe that's not a big deal. I mean,
That might be different.
Are you still best friends?
Breast friends?
Best friends? I bet they are.
You're Eskimo brothers.
Yeah.
10 years later, that's interesting. I don't know. Is that a big... I mean, at that point, I don't know. Maybe it's still off limits, like
10 years, some
based
time
on
has
real bro
passed.
code.
10 years, some time has passed. Maybe, I don't know.
All right. Bro code, Laura Williams says if it's a baby mama, she is off limits. But if it's just an ex, you have to wait at least a year. That's what we were told by my brother-in-law. LOL. Okay.
For some reason, Doug's seen my black and white nudes, and they're very tasteful. Thanks.
Right? Lucky said, I met my biological family. I was adopted at 4 when I was 27. My wife fell in love with my brother.
Oh, wow.
Then moved in with my best friend.
Wow.
The Jerry Springer headline would have been, my wife cheating on my brother with my best friend. Oh my gosh. That is Jerry Springer all the way.
Yikes.
Your wife is having an affair with your brother, and she's cheating on him with your best friend. Yes,
Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of their lives.
I don't know how we're going to top that one.
My best friend for over 10 years slept with my husband after we divorced, then slept with my ex-fiance about a year after we split up. Needless to say, she's dead to me. Okay.
We got a text here that says, learn the 3 golden rules in 5th grade. In 5th grade football. Number 1, if ever a fight on the field, always leave your helmet on. 2, never steal your buddy's girl. 3, if you're ever in a foreign bar, always drink bottled beer.